What is up? It is your boy, Church Price, and I am here with another shitty movie review. So, I'm not good at these because I have this weird disease called memory loss. So, I will watch a movie. I will sit there for 2 hours and it will envelop me, and I will pay attention to everything, and I'll talk about it as I'm watching it. It's about how good the camera work is, how good the story is building up, and how good everything fits together, the continuity and all that. But I forget it as soon as I leave the theater. So every one of my talking points that I have watching the movie, I can't write them down, obviously, because I'm watching a fucking movie. So I'm not gonna I'm not gonna take my eyes away from the movie to write shit down. But this one, I actually can remember quite a bit. But this is gonna be a special one. Usually I just spoil them because I watch a lot of bad movies, like a lot of shitty. Well, you goddamn light, you ruined it. I watch a lot of like shitty movies. Because I watch every movie that comes out in theaters. So I watch a lot of shitty movies. I'm going to use my arm to block this. So I watch a lot of shitty movies. I'm going to put the window up too. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is turned out a rough start. But I watch a lot of shitty movies. So I usually just spoil them all because they're not worth anyone else's time to watch. They're just worth to talk about and make jokes about. However, Insidious, The Last Key, honestly, it's pretty good. I've already seen some people drag on this movie or whatever, but I would like to point out the guy that was in all the other movies, and also the guy who plays Ed Warren in the Conjuring series, he directed this movie. I had no idea about that. This was his directorial debut. I looked it up. This was his first movie ever directed, and you'd think he'd do a good job at it because he's been in the series since the first fucking one, except the third one. He's not in the third one, and I can safely tell you, he does a grand job. It is super good. It is super spooky. It's super eerie. It's super unsettling at times for like the first hour. After the first hour, it gets more into basic horror movie, blah, 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 here and there. But a lot of the jump scares and the stuff at the very beginning do harbor your expectations. That's not the right word. They, whatever the thing with the expectations is, because you expect things to happen and then they don't happen. It's kind of like The Nun, but like way better. I know people didn't really like The Nun either, but see, I like horror movies. I feel like in order to appreciate a good horror movie, you have to enjoy horror. You have to kind of let yourself get a little spooked. You have to be scared. I am scared. I hate horror movies. I love horror movies, but I hate watching them, especially by myself like I just did, because they spook the fuck out of me. I am a very easily spooked guy. I'm going to go and hang out with my buddy and wait for him to get home, and when I'm doing that, I'm probably going to hear noises in the woods and think it's the red demon guy coming after me. I already thought I was in it. When the movie ended, I looked behind me to see how many people stayed for like an end credit scene, and there were like 4. The end credit scene happened, I turned around and they disappeared. So I thought I entered the further after that, and I was walking, the entire movie theater was empty because it was like 1 a.m. So there was no one else there, they all had left. And I thought I was in the further. I thought I got trapped in the fucking dead realm, and I thought I was gonna get fucking spooked. But yeah, it's really good. Like the movie, even now I'm still thinking about some of the spooks that went on. Like they were real spooky. I know I'm saying it like I'm really getting mad at this movie. I'm happy. I watched one terrible movie today, which was Joyride, which I did make a video on, but deleted later because again, I forgot my talking points. Joyride was fucking horrible. It's just a bunch of shitty comedy that doesn't land ever at all. But this one was super good, so I'm actually excited to have seen a very good movie, especially a good horror film. Horror in the past has not been very good. It's just a bunch of cliches and a bunch of jump scares because there's not really much you can do different. All you can do is pan over and pan back and have something spooky happen. There's really not much you can do with horror. But the way that this gets built up and the way that the scares start to happen, you do know they're coming, but you never know when they're coming, if that makes sense. It's always kind of out in the air. It's always like a big kind of weird phenomenon of like what's going to happen. This is why I'm not going to spoil it, because a lot of this movie is also storytelling. It's building off of the other movies, and honestly, from my little rewatch that I did before I went here, and of watching people talk about them and just remembering them myself, they do a fairly decent job at showcasing the other movies and building up on that story that they had in there. And there is one part with the teacher I really don't like that makes no goddamn sense. You'll probably see it if you see the movie. And also, The father-son bond they try to get isn't totally there. But other than all that, like I said, it's really good for the horror aspect. It's super good with the story. It keeps the pace very well. It stays at its own rate, and it just kind of it's just kind of eerie most of the time. Like, you know, but it's super good. Oh no, it fell. But it's super good, and I do recommend this one for a lot of people. I think this is a must watch, honestly. If you like horror, stop falling! Whoa, it's probably making noise too. Fuck, you're ruining my goddamn video. If you like horror and you've seen the other Insidious, why did I get caught up on that? Yeah, if you've seen the other Insidious movies and everything, you'd like this movie. It's really good. And like I said, this was I think his name is Patrick Wilson, something. This was his directorial debut. And stop. This was his directorial debut. And it's a movie franchise that he's been a part of. And he's a very big guy in the horror franchise. So you would think if anyone could fix some of the problems with horror, it probably would be him. And I gotta say, he did a fairly decent job. And I very much enjoyed it. And I have to end this now quickly because I'm about to go on the highway. And I can't have this thing bouncing up and down all the time. So yeah, I recommend watching Insidious, The Red Door. It's very good. It's eerie. It's spooky. It's pretty good with the storytelling. And that's about it. This has been your boy Church. And I will talk to you later. Why am I so bad at